The Treaty of Hudaibiya in brief. The Treaty of Hudaibiya was a peace treaty signed between Muslims and Meccan polytheists in March 628. The treaty took its name from the nearby village of Hudaibia. With this treaty, the Meccans legally recognized the Islamic State. In March 628, as Muhammad, pbuh, walked from Medina to Mecca with 1,400 to 1,500 Muslims to perform Umrah upon seeing a dream. When they arrived at Hudaibia, the Muslims set up camp there after the Prophet's camel named Qaswa collapsed on the ground. Although the Meccan polytheists knew that the Muslims had come to Mecca for the purpose of Umrah, they decided not to let them into Mecca. For this purpose, they sent a 200-man cavalry unit under the command of Khalid bin Walid to the location of Ghamîm. The Prophet, pbuh, said to H's, he sent Osman, RA, as an envoy to Mecca, the pledge of Ridwan. Although his, Osman, RA, was well received by the Meccans and stated that their purpose was to perform the Umrah pilgrimage, the Meccans did not allow the Muslims to come and reacted harshly to the envoy, even imprisoning him. News of his martyrdom spread among the Muslims. Thereupon the Prophet decided to fight, and those around him pledged allegiance to him at a place that would later be called the Tree of Ridwan. The Quraysh sent a small military unit to test the Muslims and gauge their reaction, but this unit was captured by the Muslims. Thereupon, the Quraysh agreed to the agreement and sent Suhail ibn Amr as an envoy. After the discussions, the text of the agreement, written by Hurs, Ali, RA, was signed by H's, Muhammad, SAS, and Suhail ibn Amr representing the Meccans. Articles of the Treaty of Hudaibiya. 1. The duration of the treaty is 10 years. 2. The captives will be mutually released. 3. The Muslims will not be able to visit the Kaaba this year. This visit will be made the following year. Those who come to visit next year will stay in Mecca for 3 days, during which time the polytheists will leave Mecca and will not contact the Muslims. 4. If a Quraysh person takes refuge in Medina, even as a Muslim, he will be returned, but those who take refuge in Mecca from Medina will not be returned. 5. The other Arab tribes may join the Muslims or the Quraysh if they wish. The importance of the Treaty of Hudaibiya. 1. The Meccans officially accepted the political existence of the Muslims. 2. The establishment of a peaceful environment accelerated the conversion to Islam. 3. The conquest of Mecca became easier. The Treaty of Hudaibiya, or the Peace of Hudaibiya, is a peace treaty signed between the Muslims of Medina and the polytheists of Mecca in March 628. The miracle of Hudaibiya. Hazrat Jabir narrates, on the day of Hudaibiya, people were thirsty and came to our Prophet. There was a water container made of leather in front of the Messenger of Allah. Our Prophet performed ablution. The people approached him. Thereupon he asked, "What is the matter with you? We have no water left for ablution and drinking except what is in front of you." The Messenger of Allah immediately put his hands in the container. Then the water started to boil between his fingers, just like the boiling of springs. We all drank from it and performed ablution. Hazrat Jabir was asked, "How many of you were there that day?" He replied, "Even if we were 100,000, water would have been enough, but we were 1,500. Bukhari Manaqib 25. Secrets of the Treaty of Hudaibiya. After the conclusion of the treaty, Suhail returned to Mecca with his son in joy and contentment, while the Messenger of Allah said to the companions, "Now sacrifice your animals and shave your heads." However, none of the companions rose from their places to fulfill this order. They were sad and unaware in the midst of an issue whose secret they could not solve. The Prophet repeated his order 3 times. Again, no one moved from their places. This was not rebellion at all, but a small hope for the cancellation of the treaty that had just been made as a result of the burning desire to visit the Kaaba. Otherwise, each of them had sworn allegiance and obedience to the Prophet just the day before by saying, "I pledge allegiance to whatever the Messenger of Allah desires in his heart." The Messenger of Allah was extremely saddened by this inaction of his companions. They went to the tent of his precious wife Salama in a sorrowful manner. When they informed Salama of the situation, our Blessed Mother consoled the Messenger of Allah by saying the following words, "O Messenger of Allah, slaughter your sacrifices and shave without saying anything to your companions. In this case, even if they are sad under a burden that is difficult for them, they will follow what you do, so excuse them." After this consultation, the Prophet, who left his tent, did as he was told. Seeing this, the companions understood that the treaty would not change, and they all followed what the Messenger of Allah did. They slaughtered their animals and had their hair shaved. Salama, who witnessed this incident, said, "The Muslims jumped towards the sacrificial animals so much that I feared they would crush each other." Bukhari Sharut 15, Ahmed IV 326, 331, Waqidi 2, 613, After the messenger of Allah and his companions slaughtered their animals and shaved, Allah Almighty sent a hurricane. It blew the hair of the companions and blew them into the haram. The companions considered this as a sign that their Umrah was accepted. 8. After this, they set off for Medina.